This is Jill, and you're listening to Traveling with SHOWCO.
Doug and Jill on the open road. Showco's packed and the tank's full load. Haunted whispers in the wine-stained air. Roadside shadows, do we dare? Travels with Showco through the night. Ghostly vineyards under pale moonlight. Roadside attractions, secrets untold. A trip through time where the stories are.
Wow, I love our introductions. They're so good nowadays. My gosh, traveling with SHOWCO. I know it's been a couple of weeks, but we've been traveling all over the place. So we're going to have a couple of new things to put up today and probably tomorrow. Some good things out there. So we've had a lot of traveling. We're going to show you a lot of stuff we went through, and my goodness, we've been all over the place. So we're going to first start off with where we went a while ago to the APCO National Conference in Baltimore, Maryland. That's where she's from. So, but Baltimore's funny because it was a lot of people said they weren't going to go because of a couple of years ago we were there for the conference and apparently somebody got assaulted. Who knows? And so everybody was like, "Oh, we're not going to go because the crime is so bad in Baltimore." I'm like, "Where isn't it bad?" But okay. So we went, and so many people told us we're not going to go, we're not going to be there. The place was packed with people. It was like unbelievable. I think it was bigger this year than it was before, right?
Yeah, it was a pretty big conference.
It was huge. I mean, we thought our booth was kind of like in the middle, and I thought the whole thing ended like right past our booth. The whole
Like two lines over.
Yeah, and instead we went back there. It went on and on and on. I was like, "Oh my God, there's a lot of people back here." So we saw so many people we know. We're going to talk about those in a few minutes. But one thing was kind of funny right at the very beginning. We get there.
Well, are you
What?
going to talk about the hotel?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. But we'll talk about the hotel in a minute because the hotel's got a great story. So once we get done with the APCO stuff, we'll jump into where we stayed, and you'll love this stuff. So anyway, we get there first. We're setting up our booth, what we think is our booth. It's on a corner. It's in a great location. It's perfect. And we didn't have a table. And I know Jill ordered a tall table for us to put all of our stuff out on. Not there. So I called her on the phone and said, "Hey, you need to go find the concessions people and get a damn table over here. This is crazy." So I'm kind of saying it a little
And
loudly.
he had me all worked up to go talk to them because the last couple of years there's always something missing or it's not there.
Always.
So we just have to go to like, I don't know, the booth, whatever, the customer care or the vendor care center. And they get it, but he had me all worked up to head over there.
And I'm kind of talking loudly to say, "I cannot believe we didn't get a goddamn table." And then the people behind us, some company does some technology stuff, said, "Oh, I think this is your table." They had a bunch of stuff set up on it. And I'm like, "So you took it out of our booth to put in?" Okay, all right.
They said that it was at their booth when they got
Yeah, I don't believe any of it. So we had them take all their stuff off of it, and then we put it back in our booth to set up. And man, our booth looks great. If you look at the pictures online, our booth came out really good. We had a lot of stuff up there to give
right
away.
here.
Like, yes, you will see the picture of the booth right there in just a moment. But it is kind of cool to have that kind of a huge crowd of people and just a lot of great folks we met on this thing. We saw so many people we've seen in the past, and it was that's why we do APCO. APCO is much bigger than the other ones, and it's a great time to go and do that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
all right. So our first thing I want to talk about that we did at our booth, which I thought was pretty good, because last couple of years we've been there, we put up a sign in the front of our booth that said, "Tell us how many years you've been on in public safety." Because I'm always telling people in classes, there's so much experience sitting in this room, you should not avoid it, you should use it. So every year we've done this count of how much experience somebody's had who's walked past our booth. And what was it that one year? It was almost 4,000 or
4,000. I think last year was almost 4,000.
yeah, 4,000 years of experience walked right past our booth. And I'm like, that's a hell of a lot of experience. You're just letting walk around, because we invariably see people from their own agency talking to their friends from their own agency and not talking to anybody else out there. And you're missing out on an opportunity of a lifetime. You've got captive people in this big crowd. You've got the opportunity to go up to somebody and say, "Hey, I hear you're from this agency. Let's talk for a minute. What do you got?" All these things. A lot of people don't do it. So we've done that count every couple of years. Been doing it. And so we decided to do something a little different today or at the conference. So because I talk a lot about legacy, and that's kind of our company motto, I talked about legacy through gratitude. Is there somebody out there that maybe the person that hired you, maybe the person that trained you, maybe the person just gave you some encouragement when you really needed it? Was there a person out there that did this for you, that gave you that kind of oomph to get into public safety? And if there was, have you ever told that person, thanks for hiring me? I know it's been 10 years and I probably never said it, but I do appreciate the fact that you could have hired anybody else, but you hired me. And I'm always telling people, have you told that person? I don't care if it's been 10, 15 years. Tell them now and say, you know what? Maybe I haven't said it, but I do appreciate what you did for me. And it's a very powerful statement to have this legacy through gratitude. And I'm lucky because the person that hired me was Jan, and Jan had her Facebook page, and all the people she hired, and there was a hell of a lot of us, was on her Facebook page saying, you know, oh my God, you hired us, you put us in this thing, thank you very much, all this stuff. Well, when Jan passed away several months ago, I noticed a few updates on her page where people were saying, I should have told you at the time that I really did appreciate you hiring me. And I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Don't wait. Don't wait till it's too late. So we had this board put up in front of our booth, and I said, just write somebody's name down, say thanks, and then go tell them. Say, hey, I went to this conference. I wrote your name down. I wanted to thank you. Because can you imagine the impact it would have on you if somebody came out of the blue and said, hey, you know what? I probably never told you this, but I really do appreciate the time you did this for me, or you told me that, or you gave me some advice, or whatever it might be for you. But can you imagine the impact you would have with that? It's so powerful to have that kind of thing. And I'm always encouraging people to do it. It's just fun. So people are writing all kind. You can see the picture. It'll be up on our screen in just a
There's about,
second here.
no, I just quit counting. There was about probably 50 people who put something up.
50 people. And one of the ones that did it at the very beginning was really cool because I'm explaining to her why we have this board up, and she goes, well, let me write this person's name down that really gave me a lot of encouragement to stay in the job and do what I can. She wrote her name down, and then she left, not thinking anything about it. A little bit later, here she comes, pulling this woman that she wrote down the name of to the board to say, look what I wrote. I wrote that about you. And I was like, oh my God, they were almost in tears standing in front of our booth, like, you said that? And it's like, I just want to thank you for what you did for me. And I'm like, that's what it's about.
I think one person FaceTimed the person that they wrote down.
Yeah, and there was a couple of people that were like, I really do need to call them or text them or tell them. And it's like, even if they're retired, who cares? Tell them, say, you know, I never told you, but I definitely appreciate what you've done for me. And I really try to get that appreciation through gratitude and stuff out there, building that legacy of people going, you know what, that person went and told me thanks for what they did. That's building a legacy for that person. Because you're now going to think of that person going, that person's cool. They did that kind of thing. And how great is that? So that will work really, really good. And you can actually see one of the ones somebody put, I put a little heart around it. She came up to me and to be honest, I don't really remember who she is, but that's the best part of this thing. She said, you know what? I went to a couple of your classes and I've seen you talking before at APCO. And she goes, you just make me feel better. I'm a better person because I've listened to you.
It's the lollipop story.
It is the lollipop story. You have impacts on people you don't even know. And she wrote this thing, if you see it, says, thanks, Doug, for making me better. And it just, I was floored because I talk about it all the time. And then here it comes right back on me. And I'm like, oh my God. And this person was just so great to come up and just tell me that stuff and just say such nice things about it. It was like, man, that's what it's about. So please take this as your kick in the pants to go tell somebody, thanks for whatever you did for me back in the day. So that was a pretty cool thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then we met so many people along the way out there. So it was like, we were taking pictures. You'll see on our Facebook page, all the pictures we took of everybody walking past our booth. The guys next to us, I don't remember what the company's name was.
911 Logics.
911 Logics. They were when they first set up, I said, hey, just so you know, we usually draw a lot of people to our booth. Feel free to snag them and bring them over to your side and talk about whatever product you have. And so they were like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And so then we started really just getting a lot of people. And one of the people across from us came over and said, do you guys know everybody here? I'm like, sometimes it's we kind of do.
Kind of.
Yeah. And so because they were saying everybody coming up there wants to you know, take a picture with you or do whatever, and I'm like, you know, it just comes from being in the business a long time. So just that's the cool thing of it out there. So
Yeah.
and we took pictures with so many cool things out there. I mean, I'm looking at some of the pictures right now. I mean, just incredible amount of folks. One was it a congresswoman or
Senator.
a senator
American
came by
senator.
and and she was saying how
Kagan, Sheriff Kagan.
something like that. But she came out. I explained to our board to her about the legacy of gratitude, and she wrote something on there.
And then she took a bunch of pictures. With
Yeah,
them.
it was just. I mean, it was this. Here's this person that I don't know who she is. She's not my senator or whatever, and it's like just cool to have her come by and say, "This is a great thing. This is so great to do it this way."
And she's actually got her pictures. The pictures she took of our booth on her Facebook. So.
Oh, she does. Okay, wow. And so I guess we'll put her name down at the bottom down here when I figure out who she was. Couldn't remember. There's been so many people that come by our booth that I feel kind of bad because I'm really bad at names. And people will come by the booth and they'll be like, "Doug, how are you?" And I'm like, "Hey, you, pal."
Conferences because they put your name in where you're from.
No.
I may not always recognize the name, but I recognize the agency, or I might not recognize the face, but I recognize the name because of emails or.
Yeah, but you know how bad it is when somebody's talking to you and you want to look at their name tag, but you don't want to be caught looking down at their name tag. And I'm like, I don't want people going, "What are you looking at, sir? Up here's the conversation."
And
I don't know.
I just that's how I connect with a lot of people. It's somebody walked up to us that we haven't seen in probably 5-6 years, and she's lost a lot of weight. And she's like, "You probably don't recognize me. It's been a long time." And I looked down at her name and I knew exactly who she was by looking at her name. And I was like, "Oh my God." So I like the name tags. I think they're amazing.
I just wish they'd make them higher because I don't want to keep looking at somebody's,
Get up here.
especially when sometimes people wear something a little more revealing than others and you're looking down there like, "Hello," and they're like, "Geez, really? Up here, man."
He's making too much of it.
No, I'm not.
It's not that big.
We used to have a
Click
method where we'd go and if I met somebody and they were like, "Hi, Doug, how's it going?" I'd be like, "Hey, how are you?" And then she would say, "I'm sorry, he's very rude. He didn't introduce me. I'm Jill." And then they would say their name and then I got it. So it's like, that's how we used to do it. So in the good old days out there. So yeah, but we saw so many cool people.
We saw a friend of his from California. She'd messaged and said, "I'm going to be at APCO.
Oh,
I'm going to come see you. I'm staying at the same hotel you're staying at." And we couldn't for the life of us think where she was working because California doesn't generally send their people to these conferences unless you're like high up in an organization or something. So to see somebody line level from California here was kind of rare. So she comes over, he's talking to her. I figure out who she is by reading her name tag.
I knew what I saw. I knew who she was.
We found out she moved to Atlanta and she's working for
the airport down there.
Yeah. So that was cool to see her. I'd never met her before.
What's really funny is she sends me a message on Facebook saying, "Hey, I'm going to be at the conference. I'm going to be at the same hotel you're at. Let's get together." I said, "Okay, let's meet for a drink." Well, I didn't have her cell phone number because I just didn't have it. And this is back when I worked in San Luis Obispo and she worked at a neighboring police department over there. And so I was like, I sent her a message saying, "Hey, we're in the lobby if you want to come down." Well, she didn't get it. So when she did come by the booth and we saw her, I said, "Give me your phone number." So it's like, we're not going to play this game. And she said, "Next time you're in Atlanta, send me a message. We can meet and do stuff." And I'm like, that's so cool to have somebody who I haven't seen in years come by the booth and want to take a picture and stuff. And her picture's out there. So it's like, you can see that stuff. So
we were very surprised that if anybody has been around for a while, everybody knows or should know or has probably heard of Buster Brown and his current fight for he's battling cancer. Not going to go into it. It's out there on Facebook, but he stopped by our booth. So it was really good to see him. We were shocked to see him because of all the places that he should be, probably a national APCO conference in Baltimore, Maryland. It's not one of them, but I know it was probably very good for his soul and made him very happy to be there amongst all of his friends. So we were so happy he came by. He came by a couple of times. We took some pictures with him. He actually is the assistant director for communications in the county we live in. So we do hope to have dinner with him at some point in time once he's feeling better. So yeah, it was good to see him.
Yeah, I saw him quite a number of times. He would come by and he had a little cart thing he drives now. And he would come by and he'd be like making some comment. And I'm like, "Geez, Buster."
That was good for his soul. So I was happy to see him there.
Yes. And our friends from Equiture were there. They were one aisle over from us.
Oh, yeah.
And they always come and joke around with us and we joke around with them and stuff like that. And they get ideas for tchotchke stuff that we give away and they give away stuff. Yeah. And I've done a bunch of videos for them, which is cool. And so they said, "Hey, if you come to our booth, can you do a Facebook Live for us so we can get," and I'm like, "What do you want me to say?" And they're like, "I don't know, just say something," which is always a great thing to do. So I did a quick little Facebook Live with them, which they're going to use as something for their videos. And it was just a quick little, "Hey, what up?" So, but it was very cool to do that and just walk around the place, seeing a lot of people and having people come up saying, "Hey, can we take a picture with you?" and whatever. And it was like great to see that stuff. So that was fun. Anything else on that one?
And then, so we set up our booth on Sunday night,
Sunday night.
and we traveled in all day Saturday, was up late Saturday night. So we set up the booth and went back to lay down. Well, our friend Leslie texted me and she said, "Where are y'all?" And I said, "We are back at the hotel laying down." Well, all of a sudden I start getting pictures and she's at her booth, like looking at all the different stuff and picking through what I was like, "Take whatever you want."
If you look, you can see the picture of her. It's going to be up on there. You'll see in a second here.
It's funny to see her getting pictures and like snagging.
Because you have to leave the booth, when you go and it just sits there idle. There's nobody in the building.
Yeah.
Well, we cover everything up because we've had people kind of come by and take a lot of stuff, and it's like it's all free, but let us give it to you.
So like what the problem is, it's the space is only accessed by vendors. So when stuff is disappearing, it's only by vendors. So we know they probably don't have a use for our services. So it's just frustrating to go back and I try to be very mindful of other vendors and their stuff. I at least ask, or I wait till the end of the whatever or whatever, but I try to be very mindful of other people's spaces. So.
And you get to see lots and lots of people there. I mean, some people I haven't seen in a while. Some people I see frequently. I mean, we saw I'm like Jacori's down there. We see him. We saw Ryan Deadman and his organization.
911 bowler.
Yeah, 911 bowler. You'll see the bowling ball taking a picture
Ricardo
in our thing. Ricardo was there too.
I saw Nathan and Tanya. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard because when we have a booth and they have a booth and it's busy, it's hard to like connect with people sometimes. But we do try to do though. Towards the end of the second day, I was going around. We had some decals for some of our friends that we wanted to give out. Like they were the limited edition Edgar Allan Poe crab decals that we had made. So we gave them out at the booth, and we had some that we were going to give to our friends. We didn't see any. We didn't see as many as we thought we would see. So towards the end of the second day, I was running around handing them out. Like I handed them out.
I totally forgot to hand the damn things out when I'm talking to everybody walking by and I'm out there in the aisle talking to people. I totally forgot to give the stickers out. So I was like, shoot.
So I was running around giving out some. So if you got one of the Edgar Allan Poe crab decals, you were probably 1 in 100, I believe. So
it was kind of a cool thing,
especially for APCO. I asked him to make them. I love them. They were,
and a lot of people liked those. A lot of people were like, "Oh my god, these are super nice." And I'm like, we try to give something away that's good. Besides of all the other stuff that we give away, and we have a lot of giveaway stuff that Jill loves to do giveaway things.
We do actually have a couple of the Edgar Allan Poes left. So if you did not get one and you really, really want one, send us a private message with your address and I'll get it in the mail to you.
Oh my god, look at you trying to give away our stuff still. Oh Lord have mercy. So
good for APCO. Like
it's fun. They're really good.
They're
really good.
Stickers.
Well, actually, not stickers or decals. So it's a really good
If you didn't
thing.
get one and you want one, send us a private message with your address and I'll get it in the mail to you.
And so just to kind of back everything up, when we went to Maryland, we drove to Maryland from Tennessee to Maryland, which was a very long drive. Traffic is just
we hit a couple of accidents.
And I'm very patient when it comes to traffic.
He's used to California. If there's an accident on the freeway in California, as long as like they can get everybody cleared, they'll clear it as quickly as they can. Well, in the East Coast, we like to take our time.
They're dawdling out there, standing looking at the cars. I'm like,
so like in California, that's basically as long as you're not dead, they're moving cars.
Like what was the beltway we were on? Oh my god,
Baltimore beltway, and the DC
beltway. Around Washington DC was crazy because the traffic was so bad.
They were doing construction when I lived there 15 years ago, and they're still doing construction, and I'm not sure what the construction is on.
We drove there for a reason, so we could carry everything with us. Our car was completely loaded with all of our conference stuff.
Yeah.
It's just easier to do it that way than fly with this stuff, especially now Southwest doing their crazy charging for everything. So but we just easier to drive. And then we had our car because we had planned on doing something else, which if you watch the next episode, you'll see what we got. But we did when Jill was making our reservations to stay there. They had, how many hotels did they have listed?
There was about 10 conference hotels, and the one I wanted was already booked out by the time I got to it. So I was like, crap, like I'm not going to, like, Hilton at this point is not going to be an option. So I was like, well, let's see what I can find that's fun, because sometimes like the boutique hotels are just as fun. So I was like, oh, Lord, Baltimore. It was built a long time ago. It has a speakeasy. I just booked it. I was like, hey, this is a pretty good rate. It's got a conference shuttle and it's downtown. So let's book it. And
it's the Lord Baltimore. I mean, wow.
And I didn't much of it. I mean, it had a rooftop and a speakeasy. So how much more if you know us, how much more are we looking for at this point? So I booked it. And then I booked it a while ago. I probably booked it back in May or June. So skip forward, or maybe even, I don't remember. I booked it a long time ago. So skip forward to Friday. The Friday before we leave. We're leaving Saturday. The Friday before we leave, somebody we know is at already checked into the hotel. They're already there doing pre-conference stuff. And did you get a phone call, an email? How did you find out?
Email.
He got an email from a gentleman that we know that was staying at the Lord Baltimore that said, "Oh my God, you guys are gonna love this place if you're staying here." Because I think Doug had put something up on the Facebook about it, and he said this hotel is haunted and they offer ghost tours.
Yes.
So he tells me this while I'm at work at my full-time job, and I'm going, "Oh, okay. That's not really what I bargained for, but okay, we'll make the best of it." So,
That's when I started researching that hotel and said, "Oh my God, they do have ghosts there," because
I didn't.
that hotel was around in like I think they said it was built in
1900s.
yeah early 1900s, and during the stock market crash in the 2930s, they had 22 confirmed people go to the roof where the rooftop bar is and jump.
Yeah.
And it's like 22 people committed suicide on top of that building. And one of them's a really sad story about this family who apparently lost everything during the stock market
Although they had
crash.
$1,000 left in their account.
Back
And
then.
if you know anything about money back in the late 1920s, $1,000, I think he said is equivalent to like 10,000
Yeah.
today. So, I mean,
They thought they were
they were
poor.
probably better well off than most of the people
Yeah.
they knew, but
So they went to the hotel with their little daughter. They enjoyed the weekend, and at the end of the weekend, they all went upstairs to the rooftop where you got the bar up there, and they took their daughter and jumped. And the daughter is apparently still at the hotel.
haunting the 19th floor.
Haunting the 19th floor, which is the roof. And we went up there, and you know, it was kind of neat. And we did the ghost tour of the place.
So we found out the ghost tours were only on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
And then the speakeasy was only open that Saturday night. So like we kind of booked it to get into town. So I'm reading the description of the speakeasy online, and it's saying stylish outdoor space rooftop bar. Hey, if you spend $50 at our rooftop, we'll comp your parking and stuff like that. And I'm going, hey, like this is like we're probably going to be underdressed going to this rooftop because we're coming in from out of town, and like basically we were looking for food. So we head up to the rooftop, and we may have been overdressed.
Yeah.
It was not what I was expecting at all. It was a lot more casual than I thought.
There was somebody sitting next to a girl saying, "Do you want a hamburger or hot
Yeah.
dogs?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, this is not what I
It was like 150 degrees outside. Not
Yeah.
150, but it felt like 150. So they're wearing very comfortable clothes, and they're working by a grill that's outside.
Very
So
comfortable clothes." Okay. All right.
So it wasn't what we expected, but the food was good. I mean, we were starving, so at that point I mean, we sat there, we had a drink, we got some food, and I mean, we enjoyed the
And we looked
top,
over the edge.
took some pictures.
You know, looking over the edge of 19 floors, it's like that would be a hell of a drop. So,
But then we went
yikes.
downstairs to the bar, and then that's when we got our tickets for the ghost tour that night because it was only going on that night. So we got in, ate, and then we went and took a nap, and then the ghost tour was at 10 o'clock, so we got up in time to take
She
the
took a
ghost tour.
nap. I did not.
I was tired, like, dude.
I was watching TV.
It
So
was nice to have the ghost tour like right in
the
our
other
hotel.
thing
Like
when it comes up.
just
So-
simple. Like it was 10 o'clock at night. It was nice to have it in the hotel. We didn't have to really like go anywhere. Like usually some ghost tours they walk you around in a circle and they start you back where you ended. Some take you to the other side of town and you have to figure it out, right? But you're just in the same hotel. That was nice. Also it was in our hotel, so that was a new experience.
Yeah,
It
was
wasn't
the hotel we're
anticipated.
at.
And I think we were on the 14th floor. 14th floor, and they have ghostly activity on the 14th floor. So I was like, oh, this is awesome.
I loved it. It was great.
We loved
because
every moment of it.
The hotel's super, like, it looks very 30s.
Yeah.
The hotel does, and it's not run down or anything like that. I mean, it's not at all. It's a beautiful hotel.
It was built before they had air conditioners, so there are hot and cold spots throughout the building.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also the East Coast in summer, and it's a building from the 1920s. So it's people were complaining, and I was like,
I thought it was
we
fun.
booked it knowing it wasn't the Hilton. So like
I think the air conditioner was too much in our room. It was so cold
We
in
thought
there.
it
I
was
was
fine.
like,
the only problem I had was we couldn't get towels on our ice bucket. That's the only, like I don't know what was going on in this place.
well, they didn't obviously practice customer service with the
Yeah.
person working the front counter who was basically like, okay,
Yeah.
what did he tell you? What did he tell you when you asked for towels?
Oh, he said we're a green hotel, so we clean every couple days, but we clean really well.
I don't give a shit.
Because it says if you want your room cleaned every day, let us know.
Yeah.
So I went down the first morning and I was like, hey, we're here for the next 3 nights, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I said, we're going to want our room cleaned every day. Can we let you know every day, or can we just tell you that we want it? Some hotels will just mark it, and others you have to let them know. And he said, We don't do that. This is a green hotel. We make sure everything's clean. He's like, if you want towels, I can give you towels. I was like, well, I need an ice bucket. And he's like, oh. So like
That apparently looked like a very complicated order to get an ice bucket. It's
ice
like,
bucket and
really?
towels was all I wanted.
Yeah.
Like, and then come to find out the next 2 mornings they cleaned our room. So I'm still I'm just confused about that.
It
But
was a bit crazy.
yeah,
Like they said no, then they do it. So maybe it was the ghost that did it. I don't know.
I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. Like it was a good hotel. It just the people working there just didn't like life.
And you know, while she was napping, I was looking at YouTube to get the latest on the hotel being haunted. And the guy that was doing the YouTube from the hotel was saying, oh my God, here's what's going on there and all these things, and here's the experiencing. And we see the guy in the lobby, and I'm like, hey man, I saw you on YouTube. And he was not very friendly, but he was just like, yeah, okay, whatever. But we did the ghost tour. It was great.
Yeah,
We went a lot of different places in the hotel.
I've never had a tour guide as you're walking out the door give hugs.
At the end of the tour, she's like, at the end of this whole thing, and you'll see a bunch of pictures I took with our
Yeah.
high def camera and our infrared, all that other stuff. But as we're leaving and we're all like ready to go, okay, thanks for coming for the tour. She goes, but I do obviously give hugs at the end of this thing. And I'm like, oh my God, where are we? So she was hugging Jill, and I'm thinking I'm going to get past her without hugging this hippie. And suddenly she's like, oh, come here. And I'm like, oh God. And she gave me a hug, and I'm like, what in the world is going on here?
Nice. Like she was super, she enjoyed her job, loved her job very much. So like 10 out of 10. She was
Okay.
but
So she was something. That's very
the most fun part of the entire tour was they took us to the hidden speakeasy.
Yes, that was
That was in one of the ballrooms, which was pretty awesome to see. If you know us, you know we like speakeasies. It doesn't say that the speakeasy, well, I guess if you read the description of the hotel, the speakeasy is more for private parties. But she took us in there, and apparently during Prohibition, the speakeasy, so people, like, it's a long story, but apparently there was like it
Here we go.
like there was one of those attic stairs that come down, and people could go party on the ceiling of this speakeasy whenever the police would show up.
Yeah, they go upstairs.
Apparently it's now been sealed off, but I was willing to go looking for it, but we were a little too busy for that. So but it was cool. It was cool to see the little speakeasy.
Hotel was great. I mean,
Yeah.
overall, I mean, yes, they didn't give us an ice bucket. Yes, they confused us about the green thing with the towel change.
10. Like,
Yeah.
go back.
It was good.
It was an interesting experience, a different
I
experience.
would rather stay at a hotel like that
Yeah.
than something that's modern, because I like the history behind these things. And there was so much like pictures of stuff that happened. Amelia Earhart had a ball there
Did you
at that hotel.
timeline?
I didn't put that one. I'll
Oh.
give it to you. I'll put it up on this one. But it's like Babe Ruth had a party there. They've had a bunch of presidential candidates come to this thing. So this hotel is very popular, and it was the tallest building in Baltimore for a long period of time. And then obviously everything shot up around it. But it was a great experience right there. It was fun. We didn't see too much with the ghosts. I mean, it was fun to go do it, but we didn't have any occurrences or anything like that. But it was pretty cool to do that kind of thing.
I would go back there. It was a cool place.
So I just need to give you a quick update on something else that watch this preview.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath long about a Saturday night.
All right, and so let me just tell you about the shower update, because I love to give you the Doug's totally unnecessary shower reviews.
Oh,
This hotel, well, this hotel it's an old hotel, so I didn't expect much.
Yeah.
But I thought maybe. So I go into the hotel and I'm looking in the bathroom, and it's a tub thing, shower with a tub, but it's really narrow, and I'm like, holy cats, I'm not
Yeah,
the
it's
smallest person, so it's like,
So most shower curtains, like if you have a shower curtain, you have the curved rod.
yeah.
Most of them are that way. Most hotels are that way these days. Like it's just standard place these days. You could tell that probably at one point in time there was a clawfoot tub here based on the way that the shower curtain was. So
Somebody said they had a clawfoot shower in their room.
yeah,
It's
so I would
like-
imagine at one point there was a clawfoot tub there, and they replaced it with a regular tub.
Well, I will tell you that I turned the shower on, and the shower head was not very good. It was spraying all over the place. So I said, okay, I will put my shower head back on this thing. So I put my shower head on there, and I'm gonna tell you what, one of the best, I mean, absolutely the best hot water
Yeah.
and water pressure was unbelievable. I mean, it almost blew me out of the damn room right there. It was so good, but I was like, this is awesome. Even at the old hotel.
was one of the because it was like
Yeah.
straight and not curved, it'd stick to you. So that was kind of gross.
Yeah.
And like the tub was very like it concaved in.
Yeah,
So
it's very
like
narrow.
it was very
So
narrow tub. So I overall the shower was okay. It was just
So
I
I'm
wish they
thinking
had a
1
curve.
out of 5. I'd probably give it a 4 because the water pressure and the hot water was awesome. It
Mhm.
lost a point because it's so narrow and just kind of older and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but that's fine. It was great. I enjoyed that. So that's our update on the shower update.
Oh, I will say before we move on, our room was rather small. Like we travel with a lot of stuff. We were going to be gone for weeks, so our room was rather small. But
She
I,
does. Go ahead.
if you've seen his hair products, you would know that's not true.
My God, Jesus. I'll be editing that right out. So go ahead.
Ask him about the blow dryer. He almost lost his head over.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So anyway, it didn't have a lot of space. Like there was not a lot of space for
No.
anything. I booked a king. Normally when I'm traveling, I book queens. I don't know why I did a king. Who knows? But anyway, they had these huge window seals. The window seals were enormous, which we were able to use that as space for like the shower stuff, and then I used that to put my stuff up. So it was nice to have those huge the window seals. They were like almost like you could sit on them. So I will say the hotel got an extra couple points because we had those window seals we could add stuff.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath. Long about a Saturday night.
Too.
Wow. I'm still getting over the hair products thing. So yeah, that was kind of our deal. And then we left there, and then that'll be the next episode. If you watch the next episode, you'll see what happened once we left the conference after our 3 days there. But I will tell you, we did go to a couple of big parties at the conference. The block party was at what was
M&T
it?
Bank Stadium.
M&T Bank Stadium, which is the
was
home of
They're a Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens. So that was
I enjoyed that. We
good.
they had I guess the clubhouse open and whatever the top part is that
Yeah.
makes a big circle. I think it was a clubhouse. And I will give it to these people, these employees or whoever they brought in to guide everybody. They were amazing.
Yeah.
Like they had people at the front that were guiding you, and then they had people inside because you had to kind of turn to get up to wherever the clubhouse was. And then once you're up here, you've got these I don't like workers, concierge, I don't know what you call them, but they were directing everybody like, hey, don't stop here. There's more food, keep walking. There's more bars, keep walking. Like just keep going, keep going. And then they were doing tours of the locker room, and you could go down on the field. So I opted to go down on the field and check out the locker room. I've never seen a sports locker room before, so I was like, this is my one and only chance. I'm probably never going to do it again in my life. He was like, I'm not walking all the way down there. It's
I
100
saw Indianapolis Colts, so we went in
Yeah,
their place.
but I was not
Yeah.
there for that. So I was like, let me go down and check out the
And while she went there, I went to the bar. So here's the bad news about the bar. So it was free food. Everywhere you went was free food all over the place. They had for all kinds of great food out there. It was unbelievable. But the bar you had to pay. So I go up and ask my traditional glass of Pinot Grigio. So the guy goes, yeah, we don't have that. I'm like, oh, okay. What do you have then? He goes, I don't know, why a Chardonnay probably. And I'm like, okay, I'll take that. So he gives it to me in a hot glass. Obviously just got washed. And the wine was hot. And I'm like, oh, that's just awesome to drink that hot liquid. So I went to another booth over there, and they gave me one that was just as bad. I'm like, okay, so the booze was not good. Food was great.
good.
Food
And
was great.
he was drinking bad wine. I went down in the field. I got to be on the field, and I got to see the locker room, and it was kind of anticlimactic. Like I walked in, I saw it, I left. Like I'm not a huge sports person, but it was cool to see the locker room. I do have a couple pictures. I don't know if you put them up or
I
not.
did not put those up.
Oh, and then there was I took a couple pictures down on the field. So just it was a cool experience.
So if you go to Jill's Facebook page, you'll see those pictures. They're up, aren't they?
Yeah, I think I put
I
them up
think you
there.
did.
And then I went and met up with him, and we found some friends, talked to some friends, and then we headed back to the hotel.
Prior to us going to the block party, which was everybody and their mama was at this thing, we got invited by Brent over there at Illinois
APCO.
IPSTA, APCO, and said, hey, we're having a private party. Why don't you come over to that? And I'm like, well, you can't beat that. So we went over there to that one. That was free food and free drinks too. So it was great.
Invites us every year. That's a fun time.
Yeah.
I like the guys in Illinois. They're a lot of fun.
The Illinois crew is awesome. So they're always good. And I hope I get to go to their conference this year. I submitted a bunch of stuff for that. So hopefully I'll be able to go to that. I think that's in October, I think. But that was fun to go to these parties and see all these people and talk to everybody, and just it's a great networking experience. And it drives me crazy when I see people only sitting with their friends, only talking to their pals instead of going out talking to everybody else. So I try to talk to everybody I can find. out there. And oh, we did go to another party. We went to the
Yeah.
Rapid SOS
We
party.
had a party at the M&T.
Wow.
It was next to the Hippodrome, whatever that artsy fartsy building is next to the Hippodrome. It was next there.
But it was a 3-story
It was a
building.
3-story building, and we had access to all 3 stories.
Yeah.
That was a really cool party because when you're on the second and third floor, you're looking down like into an atrium area.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, an atrium. So you're looking down on everything. And they had an aerial list, and then they had food everywhere, and they had
Drinks. Wow.
So that was an unexpected party. That was a lot. That
Yeah,
party was
that
a
was
lot.
a lot. I mean, a lot of people were asking us at the booth, "Are you guys going to the Rapid party?" And I'm like, "Don't know anything about it." And then suddenly we got invited. I was like, "Oh, I guess we're going." So,
Yeah, so that was fun. Like that was a good time.
yeah, we hung out with a lot of people. We hung up with Christy and them from Baltimore, Maryland, and it's like that was great. And it was nice to kind of see all these people again. At every party we went to, we knew a lot of people, so it was kind of fun. So that's kind of our adventures at APCO. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Traveling with SHOWCO, because we always try to have fun and try to let you know, and we try to put up the pictures. If you go to our Facebook or Instagram or whatever, you can see all the pictures. I'm going to have some pop up on here periodically, but if you want to get a good look at them, you can go over there to Facebook and check them out right there. So remember, tell your friends about Traveling with SHOWCO, because we're here to make it a fun time for everybody to go out and have a great deal out there. Anything else, Jill?
Let's get
No more comments about my hair products? Okay, so.
I might take a picture and insert it myself.
Oh, she will. Other than that, folks, go out and make it a great day, because you know we will.